I didn't take nothing. Shut up. Hey, how you guys doing? Oh my god, it's Kelly. And luckily, I got some music on in the background. I don't know why it flipped like that. Wow. That is crazy. So, it's your girl Kelly. Sorry about that. Oh, they just don't act right, do they? Oh my goodness. So, looking like I'm all crazy. Yes, this is. Oh, it's been a while. But we got ourselves a room for the first blizzard of the season. We were supposed to make our way over to the south and then head across the border. And there's so much going on in our country. So I've been staying around here. Um, but, it is basically anything. Now, I say you gotta just be a little bit crazy. So I just want to give a shout out um, to my family and just let you know that if I go someplace, they are not my family. And also, I don't have a husband. And if someone says, give me a key or access to her room, they're not working with the CIA. These are criminal people who act like they get paid maybe by somebody, but they're just slip money and then they tell a story or fib or lie. And then they start to, you know, use TV from overseas to basically um, to target people in other countries. So everybody in that country knows you, and everybody on WhatsApp knows what's going on in that country. And that's how you'll be like, who are these people? Why don't they know? Why do they know me? And they're all foreign, right? So sometimes you have to be really careful because it's not a foreign country. It's just foreigners in this country. And people just do crazy stuff to punk you, right? So there's nothing you can do about it except keep going with your life, okay? And even if that life is small, but I've had very comfortable stay um, outside from the weather. I'm waiting on a reputable auto mechanic to fix my car because it really went through a lot. And don't worry about what people say. Don't worry about anything they show. Don't worry about anything. Because what happens is they just mix up what they want to mix up and you don't get the whole story anyway. And so people will kill you over these things, hurt you, but more or less just use it for their own profitability. And that's it. Um, if you think you need help, you ain't gonna be able to go to the police. I'm gonna tell you right now, this this ambiguity is not just for the fact that there may have been something going on with Batman and Robin, or nobody can understand why Oscar still hasn't been rescued from a trash can, and or why um, you know Bert and Ernie sleep in the same room, and they're over 50 years old now. So it's not anything like that. It's just like that. Nobody's going to answer those questions. It's just like that. Yeah. No one's going to answer those questions. And they don't have to because people are told what to do, what to say. And then all of these things happen or don't happen. So you see what I'm saying? Someone says something, and we already went through this with Dave Chappelle. So they just try to punk you and they try to test you, and that's it. So people who punk, they punk. People who don't, they don't. And if you go on with your life, you'll be all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And what is punking? It's insidious criminal activity. So they'll do anything they can. And the only reason they do it is, well, because they can. They can get away with it. Now, there is nothing you have done. You are innocent. Do you really think Dave Chappelle did something by the time he's 14 that deserved him to see the types of things he saw when he went to Hollywood or when he became famous? No, everyone knows it goes on. And so every once in a while, he said it happened to Mariah Carey. But right around that time, um, when it happened to Mariah Carey, I was reading about it. I didn't realize what it was, but I was reading W Magazine, and they said Mariah Carey came out in a Chanel suit, and she had an article. And W is kind of like the Socialite magazine. So they were making fun of her because she had just made enough money to buy her first Chanel. And if you have old money, that's new money. And it's a different mindset. They've worn Chanel all their life. They wear haute couture or haute couture, high fashion. They've worn that all their life when you have wealth. So she's just newly wealthy, and the first thing she says is something about having her first Chanel suit. So, of course, everybody is making fun of her. They're even making fun of her even as I watch Matt Groening, and his he makes fun of her with the Family Guy, and she gets a Chanel suit from a thrift store. So they constantly are making fun of her, like, and you can see it all the time. Like even when she was on stage and did something musically, people were like, "I'm gonna get her," and it's just the way it is, and it's because she won't fuck them. She won't be a porn star. It's because she won't lower herself. And it's because people are in a demonic mode. If she makes $100 million, she don't need to be no porn star, right? And she married a very wealthy guy who, he's a billionaire. You know, he's a bigger billionaire than Oprah. He just didn't get the credit for it. I mean, don't too shame me on that, but he is richer than she is. And the producer that she married and divorced was, I can't imagine how controlling he was. He probably took good care of her, but everybody doesn't need to be taken care of the rest of their lives. Most people leave that I'm a girl becoming a woman, and they don't want to be taken care of. And even if you've been taken care of all your life, you'll figure things out. You don't need all of that. And so it's nice when you have it, but you don't need all that. And so a lot of people will punk you and stuff like that. But I don't have a boyfriend. I don't want a husband. I'm not trying to be nefarious or anything. Actually, um, you know, just like I said, I'm a short seller. So if the market is doing great, I make money. I'm getting into option trading. So it's, I'm not W-2. I'm, an annual salary maker. So things have to last. I have to be patient with myself. But I'm not, suffering. So that is the point. And so I hope that people see that I'm transitioning into something just regular everyday. I'm just a regular everyday average person, and that's it. And as far as anything else, we're doing great. But please don't suppose that I'm friends with my sister, my family, or her friends or anyone else. I'm not with the Hollywood community. I'm not with a queen. I'm not with any organizations. Um, and I don't need anything, is not the problem. Like, I don't need friends and stuff like that. It's not the problem. People need people, and people need health care, and you have to take care of those things. I'm sorry, for yourself. But I find my life is a little bit more exciting, a little bit more exciting, but there's a lot of driving. I like to go places, like see things, and we have a pretty good time. And this is a very, very, very good time of my life. I have no complaints, and I'm really kind of just taking things in stride. So, if you belong to a travel club, make sure you tell them ahead of time. I belong to a travel. Belong to a travel club. Do something with a travel club, and go and do things. But just be careful. Not everybody is your friend. They don't need to know all about you. And the people who are doing this, you know, don't worry about it. If it's, don't worry about it. But my typical reaction is uh, everybody gets tested to get and see if their nails, if they are really truly, who they say they are. A lot of people just don't put me in this phase, this position with the person who can take care of themselves. And that's really partially my fault, um, you know, and it makes it difficult, but I think it doesn't make it that difficult. So I think you just have to take your lemonade, make your lemonade, and don't worry about what other people think. Unless it's true, don't worry about it. And if you have to explain it 100 different times to get them to have the full story, uh, do it if you need to, and then back away, and then be dismissive. But you don't have to have people's approval to be on this earth or in this country. You're already here. So if you've already been thrown over the fence, you're already here. And if you're staying in one area and it's bad because you're waiting for some things to happen, that's one thing. But I'm telling you, most people, once they're over the fence, they just move to the next town and try to get processed and get things in place. Why wait in a line if you don't have to? But if you have to wait in that line, obviously wait in that line. But you can go to the next town over. There's more than one way to do things. But that's the way life goes. Until you know, you don't know. Once you find out, you don't have to be left out in the cold. My car broke down. I took it to the shop. I came to a place that's warm. I didn't even know it was going to snow like this. I mean, even the day I was trying to clear the car out, I was playing with my dog. I said, "Why don't we have Christmas early?" And I gave him his toys early. And then I cleaned out half the car because I couldn't reach the other half because I couldn't open the door. It was really bad. So that's why I said, well, it's not going to be good. We have been stuck here. And so I ordered the things I needed and was able to clean out half the car and get some of the trash out, but not all of it. I feel bad because now it's been like going on another week. So today I was like, well, you don't have much of an option. You're going to have to wait, see, and if the part comes, because we've had this big storm, and if not, you're going to have to say goodbye, to the vehicle, go there, get your stuff out, and then get a new vehicle. And it's hard when you have to do everything on a yearly basis, but just have your paperwork ready and take care of yourself. You know, and that's what you do. I'm sorry, I'm so tired, but I look at all the videos from the nomadic life, and some people are different. They're different people. I don't judge them for what they are. If you want a short sale, you want a short sale. But you know, you have to just use your. Those are just preferences in the life that you have. And some of them are options that people have chosen. Some people are good at it. And some people do very well. And then when you're finished, you're okay. And when that time is up for you, you'll know it. And it may not ever be up because the body, it doesn't change that much, especially if you keep it slim. You know, even slim or chunky, it don't matter. People have their preferences, so you do whatever you want. But if you can teach the world something, if you can be an explorer, if you can be introverted and like being introverted, I love my Oculus and I'm missing it, So you have to try to be, um, you have to try to be in the present and not miss so much the past, not miss what you feel like you've lost or anything. I used to have, you know, almost $3,000 worth of just living expenses just to pay the mortgage and the taxes and the insurance. And after a while, you're just kind of like, what am I missing out on? What could I really spend like $3,000 on that's going to make me happy? I mean, and if I can get it down to like $1,000 and still have fun, what does that mean? It means you can be economical from time to time. And you could make hard decisions so that your money lasts. And there's a whole lot of videos that people put out. You have to be very careful because listen to what they say. If they say this life is not glamorous, I'm not trying to lie to you. It's not glamorous, but it'll get you by. So there's some transitioning lifestyle things that you can do. And everybody wants something. You, your money, your body, maybe even your soul. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Oh, if it's too easy to form the friendship, then you might be purchasing something. And if you purchase something from someone, that's not friendship. That is a consumer relationship with this customer service. Those are not your friends. If people do work for you, that's customer service. Now, can you become friends? Of course you can. Those are such you to trust. But there's the difference. Who you, to me, is all kinds of differences. But you need to have such your life in such a way that it's okay to make mistakes and it's okay that everyone isn't perfect. That's all. So people will try to do things to you, say things to you, hurt you. But at the end of the day, that's just the way it is. Just making sure my dog gets water. And that's it. We had a very Merry Christmas. It was very peaceful, very restful. I'm hoping we. He's gonna chuck his cup over to me to let me know. I ain't getting no more water, mommy. So I'm gonna take care of that because that's what's really important. Other than that, try to up your charitable giving. People were so mean. They were like, I don't want money from her and all this stuff. I was like, oh boy. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open up a charitable giving account in perpetuity. Get you back, right? And that's the same thing. Did that. and it's got my family name on it. So I always say, be careful because I should have named it something else. That's all right. So, um, but you have to be very cognizant. Yeah, you know. So I was able to um, give to some charities because I knew, I know how it makes me feel good. It really warms my heart. And it's not a whole bunch. I'm not giving billions, millions. That's not. It's This is small for my budget. My budget's small. So when we've been here, we've been doing really well. I can say a difference between when we first got here and now, and it's been it's been good to get some rest. I'm still really tired. um, so hopefully, we just enjoy it. Oh, it feels good to take a shower. Oh, it does. So very grateful. And I know I've got like dog hair on and we've been kind of sleeping, and I want to just wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Belated Merry Christmas. If you're Christian, this time period, it lasts a long time. Remember, you can always celebrate something good like Jesus coming into the world. And that's the important thing for people who are believers. But if hope comes into the world, you don't really ever stop celebrating that because you need that even in the darkest times and even in the lightest times. And then to carry you on in your day in and day out. So, I'm going to tell you about Ascension. A Catholic app has come out called Hallow, like hallowed be thy name, HALLOW. And that's good to know. It's the Catholic reading and teaching. I was new to RCIA, Rites of Catholic Initiation for Adults. So I went into a small group to see if I could learn more about the church. But this is nice because it's online. That group was kind of Latinx, and this is a little bit better because everything, well, it's just, I can understand everything, and it's taking me step by step through the Bible so that I can learn some more things, as I didn't come to the church till later on in life. And so it makes sense to me to try to see that. Now, is there anything wrong with being in a mixed group? Nothing at all. But my parents died around that time. They were in the group. At least my dad was for 12 years. And when he passed away, I didn't particularly want to stay in the group, okay? For various reasons, which don't have anything with group being bad, but I really needed to kind of be away from organized religion for a minute and see what I wanted to do without leaving the church completely. So I went ahead and downloaded this app. I'm an introvert on the cusp of extrovert, so it works out really well for me. It's a happy medium, and makes me feel a little bit better. So I hope you guys are staying in good standing in the church, and even going to your confessions when you get out, before you take the host, the Eucharistic feast, our Lord and Savior and embodiment. And for everything else, I hope you're able to call out the solidarity to come to you, if they can get out to you, and give you the Holy Host for when you feel sick and ill and visit you for a few. And I also encourage people to volunteer because it's nice to get away from self and volunteer to help other people in the community. And that actually is really nice too. So I'm not going to be one of those people because I'm not staying put for long. uh, and if something keeps me here for a little bit, it's not going to keep me here for a long, long term. I would still want to be moving about. So, other than that, I just want to thank the people, um, and I'll do a review of the hotel in the next video. Once I've left the premises, I don't like to do it on the premises, but once I've left, and I'll take some pictures and some video and upload it. And that way you can get an idea. I love, so far it's been interesting. I love the experience. I love the sheets. I'm going to tell you. Oh, you know, and I just got a new sleeping bag. I'm looking forward to it. But, oh, I love these sheets. Love the blanket. So, anyway, and I am looking forward to losing some weight because I just saw the Caitlin Wilson or Caitlin Wilson, whatever, the new gingham dresses that they came out with. These dream dresses, so nice, and I am looking forward to being able to get in one and just have one. In the meanwhile, for everyone else, I have picked up, I'm going to be picking up some dresses off of eShakti and doing a review of those for those who are who are looking forward to something like that. And they were my go-to shop when I finished my, oh my God, 5-year plan of wearing gray slacks, different tops, and sweater sets, so that I could get through paying my student loan without having to have a office wardrobe. I know lots of other people have done collabs where they put together different pieces, 10 pieces, less than 30 pieces, and it becomes their new office. And they realize that no one has even noticed difference. And really, I would say 30 pieces on a wardrobe or 10 pieces in a wardrobe is pretty good accessorized. Because with 10 pieces, I mean, you could do interchanging of tops, bottoms, skirts with shirts, jackets, and dresses. And that's a beautiful combination and a great way to start. As a matter of fact, I think if they hadn't done those collabs, remember, I don't know, is she considered a princess? Meghan and Harry, if she started an organization, I think it was back along the time with the Obamas, when they were in office. Maybe it wasn't that late. It just feels like it's been that late. But I know both of them tried to do a charitable donation office, supplying office wardrobes to people who were going back to work in the office, so that they could look more presentable. And what they realized was that they were conserving the amount that they gave the women, just in case the office life didn't take. But what I found out later is that they really were trying to integrate the office, and they will give them more things later. So I always thought that was actually pretty good. And if I have to go back into the office, even though I like the pieces I've chosen from eShakti to wear to different places, the most of the stuff that I have now is very doable for streetwear, and for anything that I have to do right now. This is just a little bit of something that is a little bit for later. And so sorry. It's just keeping me like, busy while I'm kind of having a nice lull. Um, and you have to understand, we just came from Wyoming. Population where we were at Sundance was like 1,000 people when there's nobody there coming up from Hollywood to do their films. So, so it's like, whoa, it is pretty blistery cold. So the rest of the country is just experiencing what I experience every 4 days. I go out and I'm just like, yeah, I'll just wear this jacket. I just, and I bought my three strengths of jacket, you know, three boots for um, this this trip. Um, and I said, well, if I have to, and it does get really hot, I'll just pick up some flip flops. Um, and that's it. So, um, but I did see quite a few things that were just really, really cute. I'd like to have them on hand, but I also said to myself, be very cautious. Be very, very, very cautious. Because I still have to live out there and I still have to do my wash ups. I still have to get everything done. The great part is my pop up tent came, my pop up tent, my pop up toilet, my my new pop up tent came, and the pop up tents went down in price. And I was crying, crying, crying because I can remember when some guys were helping me unload some boxes, and that tent just was ready to die. So I bought some tarps to do my changes and go to the restroom so that I could make it last a little bit longer, especially because sometimes life isn't pretty. There, trouble heads your way, and you want to hedge your bets and do the best you can. So I've learned a lot in this 6 month period of time of just like how to fix life. But yeah, that pop up tent, crucial. Would have it stood up in the winds of Wyoming or one of these storms? No, 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 it would not have. Um, you would have, it would have had to be pinned down, and where I was staying, it was not gonna. It would have been so cold. It would have been really rough. So we did like the best we could. And like you said, Buffalo has lost some people because you have to turn your car on, you have to turn it off. We're not going to do that. If anything, let's go south. And if anything, you know, get out. And when we have the hot days that are coming up, get out and get some groceries. A big bag of rice, a big, you know, your basics. You know how to do it. And there are lots of other videos that show you what's practical and what will last. And get out and get a big bag of flour, even if it's gluten free. Make that pizza dough. Do whatever you need to do. And if you're an everyday shopper at the grocery store, I like that. But get some staple items so that you can make flapjacks. You can have oatmeal, and you can have frozen fruit and put it in the blender and freeze it, or do whatever you need to do along with your powder drinks and stuff. And if you lose power, have a power backup source. There's no need to kick yourself, but you can keep a small solar wattage on you and keep it charged. And then at least after the first 12 hours or 24 hours or day 3, you can start to recharge, someone's phone. If everyone has a phone, you're just going to have to slide them over to that one person's phone and or get them their own individual battery, like the Duracell. You slide that in, and it keeps everything charged. So everyone in your family should have one of those. power cells, and then they just hook it in and go about their business. But most people know how much we've been having emergencies and how much you can set up an emergency kit for each person to provide water and some packets of food. And it kind of like each person at the door should have something in their closet. That's an emergency bucket, and that's it. That way you don't have to, you can pre-divide it, and it has power, and every once in a while you just check the power levels and you go about your day. And so that's the only thing I would say you would kind of have to take care of. I mean, I wanted to see the weather, and I knew there was going to be a blizzard, but I had no idea it was going to be like this. And the East Coast, where I am, was totally mist near the water. It was totally mist, except for the cold. But we're in the middle of winter, and I think everybody around here expects cold. So, just stay warm. Do the best you can, and and also I would say just make sure that you do what you have to do. I'm going to be putting out a video again, without using up too much of my own power, on the Blue Green family resorts. I'm going to be doing something with the Start engine, and I'm going to be doing something with M1. So, and I'm also going to show you how to open up the charitable giving account in case you want to do it. And these are just future stocking accounts, stocking stuffers, I call them. They don't, you have to wait. There's a year waiting. I already explained that in other videos. But if you can wait a year to receive a gift, which we do, we wait a year for Christmas, then that's really kind of how some rewards do come to you. And they come to you in different gifts. You realize you don't want it, you sell it, and you realize you should invest in different things. So right now, I would say just try to hold or fold on what you need to in order to survive. That's it. The inflation is going down. I saw the gas prices really go down. I was so happy about that. So take your time, see what's important to you. Glamping and camping and living the nomadic life is beautiful, but when you are in the midst of the snow, and we were going to go south anyway, so so go figure. I mean, we probably would have been okay if the car hadn't broken down. So, and then we were going to head over, but that's where all the problems are. But I say go ahead for what I would have waited. Like, I was going to do it in 2020, and I waited because the same thing happened. California was on fire in 2020. And now it's going to be kind of wet and floody. You know, so you just go where you need to go. You want to see it? Go. If it rains the whole time, if God punks the weather, just go. Fire's exception. So take your time and do what you need to do. I really do love you guys. Don't worry if people get mad or pissed off or this or that, embarrassed. It's not the end of the world. You'll see as you get a little bit older, things make you mad, but you don't stay mad. And if you do stay mad, good God, you're just wasting your time. You could be doing something else other than waiting for your next exotic problem or domesticated problem. So take your time and enjoy the holidays. Cheers.